In the meantime, on the markets opened up 4 minutes ago. We were banging yesterday. Wow. The Dow was up about 2 percentage points. Strong earnings yet again. Then after the close, you had SpaceX talk about the future. And we're seeing more of the same now. While oil has been dropping as the conflict with Iran has subsided this week. You see West Texas now down around $75 a barrel. That would be good for the economy. You'll see whether or not that sticks as well. So 2 big stories happening right now. Now there's this. Check it out from last night in LA.
The Strait of Hormuz, the activists reporting that it might open as soon as tomorrow.
Could happen. Tomorrow is the next thing. Yeah.
Tomorrow,
a lot of progress has been made.
What?
And they called me and they said, please, let's talk. They want to make a deal. They do not want to be hit. This was the biggest hit since World War II, as I said. We'll see what happens. They had a very good day. The negotiations were good.
Well, we are keeping our eyes on the Strait and a potential deal that might be in the works, according to President Trump, that is, who says Iran had reached out to him after his threats of major strikes. Yet, Iranian mediators remain firm that the only ones talking here are people in Iran with Oman over the Strait of Hormuz in control of it. Our chief foreign correspondent, Trey Yingst, is live from Tel Aviv now with the very latest. Hi, Trey.
Aisha, good morning. We start with some breaking news. Right now, the Israelis are conducting new airstrikes against Hezbollah in southern Lebanon after what were described to Fox News as severe ceasefire violations. This does come as President Trump says he believes a deal with Iran could be reached as early as today. In an interview with Fox News, the president said that talks happened all day on Tuesday and that things are looking very good. He told Trace Gallagher what will happen if Iran backs out of this agreement.
Other presidents or other countries should have been able to do this. And I did something that I had to do, because if they had a nuclear weapon, this whole world would be a different place.
If they back out again, are they done?
Well, if they back out again, they're going to get hit really hard. You know, they know that. They understand that. I have no choice. They can't have a nuclear weapon. It's very simple.
The focus remains on the Strait of Hormuz, a critical international waterway that handles roughly 20% of the world's oil and LNG trade. CENTCOM released a statement saying the southern route through the Strait of Hormuz remains free and open for all commercial vessels seeking to transit the international waterway. Over the past 3 months, U.S. forces have assisted more than 1,000 vessels in successfully transiting the strait despite unwarranted Iranian aggression, and these transits continue today. Talks also continue between Iran and Oman, aimed at reaching an understanding on control of the strait. The issue remains a priority objective even as Iranian civilians are speaking out about the conflict.
We must definitely keep the Strait of Hormuz at any cost. We should never abandon it, and we should never back down, even if they make harsh threats against us, even if they threaten to launch a ground or air attack against our country.
We're also tracking developments off the coast of Yemen, where reports indicate a vessel was targeted by the Iran-backed Houthis at the entrance to the Red Sea. Aisha?
Okay, Trey Yingst live for us. Trey, thank you very much.
So let's get you to Capitol Hill. Republican Senator Katie Britt. Senator, nice to see you again. Good day to you, and thank you for your time. Is this the week, or are we just getting dragged along?
Look, I think this is the week. President Trump is the ultimate deal maker. You can see what has happened through the coming weeks, the strength that he has projected. Look, Iran knows when President Trump speaks, he means it. And he has said, I am done with you kind of walking in circles here. I am ready for a pathway forward. He has said we have to have complete nuclear disarmament. He wants to make sure that they don't have the missile capabilities that we now see that they did have. And I'm so grateful to President Trump for diminishing that. Also, their capabilities to replenish. Look, and in addition to that, making sure that their naval fleet was sunk and that we have this strait open. President Trump is doing what someone should have done 47 years ago. He has said, when you say death to America, I am going to believe you and I'm going to hold you accountable and make sure that my citizens are safe. I think that he has got them in a position where they are looking for a pathway forward now, and I am grateful for his leadership on this.
All right, well, the business world is cheering for lower gas prices. I mean, that's pretty evident based on the cost of oil there. From last night, let's look at what's happening in Michigan and try and get a forecast as to what this all means. Abdullah Syed apparently is ready to declare victory, and he'll do it at 10:30 Eastern time. In the meantime, on another network earlier today, he was out there yet again. This is his message about politics in America today. Check it out.
We want to get money out of politics, put money in your pocket, pass Medicare for all. We've got an opportunity to bring ourselves back together, to come together around a movement, to take our democracy back, to make sure we have a government of the people, by the people, and for the people, rather than of the corporations, by the billionaires, and for the special interests. And that's exactly why $70 million was spent against me in this race. They see me as an existential threat to the system of politics that is making it way too hard on everyday people.
So what he did not say in that clip was Israel, and on the stump, that's all he talked about, Israel and AIPAC. Here's from the July 7th debate in Michigan. Watch here.
For too long, our foreign policy has been handed to us by the likes of the State of Israel and AIPAC, who has made sure that Democrats and Republicans are doing their bidding. So long as our politicians continue to be bought off by AIPAC, do not be surprised when we fight wars that are in their best interest, to annex Israel, to annex Lebanon, or to do genocide in Gaza.
Okay, so if he's right and he's won, AIPAC's going to spend $100 million on this Senate race over the next 90 days, are they not?
Look, Bill, this is a sad day for America. I mean, the fact that this man could win an election is absolutely unbelievable. We know that this Democratic Socialist of America movement has shown us that they do nothing but hate America. We saw them actually on your very network talking about all of the things they wanted to see. No ICE. They wanted to see no police. They wanted to essentially do away with the government, no jails, all of these kinds of things. But you have to, let's connect the first conversation we had to this one. And when it comes to Iran and it comes to what's happening, he is actually a jihadist sympathizer. We saw him just 2 days ago, El Sayed, at a pool party with Hassan Piker, who said that America deserved 9/11. These are not people who stand with us and for our values, and they're infiltrating from within. We have to make sure to stand firmly and say we love this country, we want to fight for the citizens of this country, and we want to make sure that there's peace and prosperity here and across the globe.
Okay, quickly. This is not a blue dot. This is a purple state. This is the Midwest. This is Michigan. What does that tell you about where the energy is in the party?
That tells me that the Democratic Socialists have taken over the Democratic Party, and we have to stand up to it and stand firmly. The future of our country is at stake.
Well, it'll be something to watch if indeed it holds up as he predicts against Mike Rogers in November. One to watch for sure.
Mike's going to win.
We'll see. Thank you for your time today. Katie Britt, thank you. Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.